How does contentEditable work in JavaScript DOM? Imagine you want to turn a simple paragraph into a mini text editor right on your web page. That's where the contentEditable property in the JavaScript document object model comes into play. It's a handy feature that makes parts of your web page directly editable by users without needing complex forms or external tools. When you set an element's contentEditable property to true, the browser treats that element like a basic text editor. Users can click inside, type, delete, or even paste content just like they would in a word processor. It's a quick way to add inline editing features to your website. You can make any HTML element editable by setting its contentEditable property to true in JavaScript. For example, if you have a div, you can write element contentEditable is equal to true, or directly in HTML, div contentEditable is equal to true edit me/div. This simple change transforms that element into a live editing zone. When contentEditable is true, the browser creates an editing environment inside the element. It manages the cursor, text selection, and user input events like key presses or pastes. This means users can modify the content directly, and the browser will handle the editing process smoothly. The contentEditable property accepts a few different values. The most common are true and false. Setting it to true makes the element editable, while false disables editing. There's also inherit, which means the element will take the editable state from its parent. So if a parent element is editable, the child will be true unless explicitly set to false. More advanced options like plain text only or typing give finer control over how editing behaves, but most times, true and false are enough for simple editing needs. When you turn on contentEditable, the element becomes an editing host. This means the browser allows users to insert, delete, and change text or inline HTML inside it. The browser also manages the caret or text cursor, making it easy for users to see where they are typing. As users make changes, the element dispatches events like input, key down, or key press. These events let you listen for changes and respond accordingly, such as saving the content or updating other parts of your web page. You can check if an element is editable by reading its contentEditable property. For example, let isEditable is equal to element. ContentEditable will give you true or false. You can also add event listeners to respond to user actions. For instance, listening for input events allows you to detect when the user has changed the content. This is useful for enabling save buttons only when there are unsaved changes or for live previews. The inheritance feature of contentEditable allows you to control editing at different levels. If a parent element is set to true, all its children will be editable unless they are explicitly set to false. This makes it easy to create large editable areas with some parts locked down. For example, you might have a content section that is editable, but certain header or footer elements are read only by setting their contentEditable to false. Using contentEditable is great for creating rich text editors or inline editing features without adding external plugins. It's perfect for content management systems, note-taking apps, or any feature where users need to modify text directly on the page. You can combine it with JavaScript event handling to build custom behaviors, like auto-saving or formatting options. However, keep in mind that the HTML generated inside editable elements can sometimes be inconsistent across browsers. For complex editing needs, you might want to use libraries that clean up or standardize the output. It's also good to remember that not all HTML elements behave exactly the same when made editable. For example, table cells may have some quirks in how they handle editing. Accessibility is another consideration. You should ensure keyboard navigation and screen reader support work well with editable regions. Overall, mastering contentEditable opens up many possibilities for making your websites more interactive and user-friendly. It's a simple property with powerful potential for building dynamic web applications.